Whoa, 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 whoa. Listen to this. What if our personal life cycles that we're going through are the larger ripples of a greater massive universal change that's happening collectively? And I don't mean just collectively in humanity. I mean like collectively, like each person is also personally going through that alchemization and transformation and incendiary sort of metamorphosis personally in their personal lives, and then also collectively, societally, and then also like culturally, different places, different cultures, different family, also on a family level, also on a culture level, also on a capitalist level, also all the systems are collapsing, also the world is collapsing. Because if we are the farthest ripple, like the outer change, right? Because it's like very, very, very small, but we're like feeling the wave. And if to me the wave feels like, oh my god, it's like knocked me off my fucking feet, I'm on my ass right now. Can you imagine the change that's happening like underneath in the ground? Like, can you imagine the eye of the storm? Because it is true. It's not like just a theory, because the earth is changing. Forget like societies and capitalists, whatever, everything. The earth is changing, right? Climate change and like all the other changes. And then on top of that, we're living on it. We're changing personally. And then on top of that, all the systems are changing culture by culture, different things. I'm not being very poignant about this, but. And I know every era has had transformation, but it really just feels like we're all in like a crazy amount of pain, but it's not like an indicator of things getting worse. I think the rot is like really being cleaned out now. That's why that's why I was going to say that's why no one's happy. That's why no one's comfortable, really. And it feels harder to be content. It feels harder to be like comfortable. It feels harder because because we're over it. We're over all the past of our personal lives, and we're over anything that's not authentic, and we're over anything that's not right, like aligned with our true, like, innate power personally, but also we're over anything that's not aligned with the power of like us together as a people. And that's why we're so angry, and that's why it's impossible to feel comforted or be comfortable in our lives right now. And that's why everywhere you see online, everyone's complaining. And that's why everywhere you see online, doesn't matter what side you're on, left, right, etc., politically, everything is just crumbling in front of your eyes. There's nothing left that you can hold on to. Even just this last week that I spoke about, where I said support was delayed purposefully, my coping mechanisms were not provided to me, they were taken away from me purposefully during that time. It's like just the smallest example, it's the smallest example of what's happening at a crazy large time and space universal scale. It's not even just, I don't think it's like just Earth. I think it's like everything's transforming so that it can come back to what it is. Because I don't know really if we've collectively been living in our true power, because the systems are not working for anyone. We maybe the world worked for people of the past the way it was built, but I do not think it is working now, and everyone's uncomfortable. And that's so needed. And no one can be comfortable because the whole point is to live in the discomfort long enough that you burn up with rage and fire and you're like, I cannot take this anymore. And then you remember that you're wild and free and that it's you who's the change and it's everything was for you and you're free, and then you're like, whoa, we are the ones creating the new world. But all of that's happening on a global, nay, universal level. Wow, it's like, nothing's separate because everything is one thing. What comes first? Personal transformation or global transformation? Like, what motivates the other? What is the bigger ripple? What is the initiating ripple? Who threw the pebble in the water? You know? Or is it our personal transformations that are causing the global transformation and we're seeing everything collapse? I think we have to personally remember that we are, each of us, individually strong enough. Strong enough big of is not big enough of a word for what we are actually. We're stronger. We're way stronger and braver than we think we are. And we're afraid of the transformation in the fire, but we're like so much bigger than that, but we've forgotten. Like each of us. And I think the discomfort is gonna stay until all of us remember that. Because I can feel it in the air. You know? We gotta ride it out.